Hello, Vidvat. I am you from the future. I guess this is working. I will proceed as if it is working. Alright, let's go. Where were we? I need to figure out how to make this banner display the right information. So let's just run it once and see. So all the status indicators basically, which would typically be on the UI, are I've made it so that it's embedded inside the word, and I wanna stick to that. Um, they're not they're not too essential. Like it doesn't need to be in your face all the time. So this thing right here, um, there are different game modes, but we're working on the main one right now, and this is a status indicator. This is also a status indicator. This one is just for aesthetics right now, and we need to fill this in. There's essentially like a realms system where you can you're actually let's just I won't reveal too much. Let's just say that there are hidden mechanics, and I need to flesh them out. So yeah, like right over here, we're gonna add another one of these, I think. So let's do that. Flat spacer plus 48 plus 32. Let's give it a little bit more for delta. So that's what will this be? 48 plus 12. Is that 60? Let's see. Are we live still? Looks like it. No, this is not working. Let's just add the width of this and see if that works. And let's give it a little bit more for delta after that. There you go. You know what I can do is use one of these. Vector 3s. Vector register. Okay, fine. it's not working. It is working. Times 360. Now let's just do this like this instead. It's not working. Is it working? It is working, but it's very slow. Here, how about this? Hacks. I could also just log this over here. Oh no. So I am using Gemini, and I think it's the free tier that comes with VS Code, and I know everyone has opinions about vibe coding. That's one, like, hot topic. Like, should you not vibe code? I have not vibe coded a lot of the stuff in the game. Most of the stuff I've written myself, but the AI tools it makes it so much easier to just write the redundant stuff that it just takes me time to type things out, and it's so much faster, and for that reason I like it. Oh, so this is only working. Oh. Yeah, it's working very slowly. Let's try this again. Like I define an array, and it's like in the middle of some function which has some other set of variables, and I hit enter, and it knows that I'm gonna write a for loop, and it prompts me, right? And I find that pretty cool. It's like a overpowered autocomplete. There you go, much better. Problem solved. Where are we at? -20. Sure. -20. There you go. Boom. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Cool. I need more of these. These are all too samey. We're gonna change that. This right here. Can you tell what this is? For the environment assets, I just wanna, like esoteric max. I'm gonna make all the cool spiritual esoteric stuff on the walls. It doesn't have to make sense. I'll just make it make sense me, and I think that's it right there. environmental storytelling. Gotta have a little bit of that, right? Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. So what is a video game without a narrative? You know, famously in Lucky Planet, the back of the box quote was a story so abstract it's not told at all. I don't know. I love like stories. Like I went on a big rabbit hole. Like if you've been on my Twitter, I went down like a huge rabbit hole relating to narratology, everything narrative, and especially like how it relates to video games in the context of video games. And there's like a lot of literature on that. There's a lot of literature on that, and it's all really cool. But personally, I don't come to video games for that. You know, I play video games as more of like a kinetic kind of brain massage. Like I wanted to feel good in my hands. You know, it's very you can call it a very surface level way to enjoy it. But like for me, it's about the buttons and the sounds, the size, the colors. You know, all coming into rhythm. You know, with the player. I like that. I want that. I want more of that. And the story, if the story can like assist with that process in some way, then I'm all for it. But otherwise, like sitting the player down and like telling them about all the backstory or like even the choices that you can make, all of that it's great. Like I'm just saying that I have my preference, and I wanted my game to to do things the way I would like them. Which is why this game does not have, well, like a traditional, in the traditional sense of what a narrative is inside video games. This looks good. This feels good too. What is a video game without a story? I don't know what a video game is without a story. So much of the experience of playing a game is like this moment-to-moment thing that like it keeps bringing the player back into the present, right? Like the thing that's happening in front of you, and keeping the focus on that. You know, it's like here's the input, and here's the actions available to you, right? And I think a good story in a game, it respects that, right? All the games with stories that I actually like enjoy playing always have that at the back of, like, you can tell like the designer was thinking about this. That's why the Souls games is just most of the the lines in those games, there you can tell that they're somehow connected to the player's ability to take action. It's like they inform they enrich the salience landscape, right? Like it's I don't know, with Elden Ring they go a little bit further, but with like the original Dark Souls, it was always like a call to action, right? A character would say something, and like that would that could imply something, and then you could go and do a thing, and that enriches the environment a little bit, and I like that. That's a cool way to use characters that have lines. I like that. If I was to do a game that had that kind of, I would definitely do it that way. This is, more of just like a corridor shooter. I want to keep it that way. I did prototype like more of like a Souls like more like what's the game that came before Souls from Software? What King's Field? Man, that retro first-person shooter RPG aesthetic style is just, mwah. I would love to work on something like that, and obviously, like crank up the crazy psychedelic aesthetic that I like some retro futuristic sci-fi. Oh man, that idea that's been brewing in my head for a while. Let's see. I really like this room. I want to make one more like this. Like this is a nice movement. I want to capture more of this. Let's see how we got here. This is a big room. This one also does the same thing, I think. Let's just fork this. C_R9. Just keep this on the side here. Delete. What's up? Oh, maybe that's too much. So because this thing doesn't support floating point numbers, I just multiply the displacement values by 10. And I forgot to do that for the wall props. So this one, for example, is I have to go in and fix this. You know what? Let's do that in a bit. I'll show you the internals of what this looks like. Are we liking this? It's pretty similar to the last one. How can we change? So you go in, you shoot left, right, up. Make it more dynamic, since we're not turning in this one. So check this out. Side X 40. Side X 43. Just shift this in just a little bit. Apply, save. Let's see what a relay feels like up top. Oh, so it spawns underneath the enemy. Nice. Not bad at all. Anchor on the other side, just so we have some exit variety. I'm gonna sort these. Boom. Problem solved. Alright. Just get rid of this relay for a while. You know, this guy could actually be a shooter. man, I love the rapid prototyping that's going on here. You can go now. Not bad. Can add another one of these guys over here. 43, 45. Nice. You know, this should be an option. Let's add. So here's how I add. We're gonna have to restart the game for this because these are all encoded. Can flip. So flip, can flip. Y, can Y. So it might lift up, and I'll give a probability with it. Where are we? Generator ops.y. It's not here. Why is this happening? This is happening because I have run. I think there is a so dot ops. No, I think there is an entity. Yeah, you see this is being called somewhere. F12 agent base dot set lifted. See, this is, I need to take this into account. E dot op here. Then this is where it's called. Never mind. I'll just look for the can flip and duplicate this. Can Y. Boolean factor here, and then we can just lift. We can lift the entity position plus is equal to e dot position. Will this work? What if it's an agent? If it's an agent, then it needs to set flag lifted. All right, we can do that. If A is not equal to null, A dot lifted true. Cool. Let's see if this works. Can Y. All right, this is going to be pulling from here. All right, let's check it out. Boom. Are we still streaming? Is this working? It is working. How the pitch of the gunshot is. Sorry, I don't have bro, the pitch of the gunshot. Yes, we have a pretty cool sound design team figuring that stuff out. Yeah. This is DJ Sood, by the way. He did the Xeno Transmission soundtrack. That was in the trailer. Oh boy, what is going on here? You see, so here's what this is a bug. This got me. I was like, oh no, nothing's working. So if the level doesn't save, if I don't hit save on this, and I change the ops, what happens is the order of all the codes change, and then it just calls the wrong operations, and that is very disorienting. So I just have to like restart this. C straight, C rooms, boom. No, it's still not working. Oh no, why is it not working? I need to enable the. Is there a good streaming software thing that helps with this, so that I can see? I can potentially with notifications or just like a on-screen kind of overlay where I can see the chat. So we can say things like, "Chat, is this real? What room were we designing? C break, C rooms. All right. C Let's try that again. Come on, bro. Go up. There you go. Bro, if there is, tell me what that overlay software is. I want to know. I did use like the chatty I think it's called. That was pretty cool. But I have that set up on my Mac when I was working on my Mac. Can flip doesn't work here. Side X 30 apply save. What are the other streamers you guys? Also talking to like the chat, it's so cool because you can like you can get like a general when there's lots of people in the work, because you get like real-time responses from everyone. It's pretty awesome. That's one way to let's fix this. Okay, we're gonna fix this next. This is annoying me. I'm gonna fix this. Let's scale up. These numbers. Pop out chat. Pop out chat. Yeah, that I guess. Like this. Pop out chat. Where is it? Pop out. Pop out chat. Yeah, but still, like if I'm working like this, then I can't see the window. OBS has a viewer. Essentially, I just want something to like take over the desktop. Like just, you know, I should be able to see like how I have this NVIDIA. Does that come through on the? Is that coming through in the stream? Yeah, it should be, right? So I think it should be possible. Okay, let's fix this issue with the scaling. Server dev flags, highlight spawns, test string W. Test string. So I've made the system that allows me to flag levels. So I can flag a bunch of levels. So all the levels which have this now will show up. Let's just add a space here. So that's a lot of levels. Where the width and the height are set. So let's just look at the pipeline here. Ops.w. So this one is being scaled down. This one is not being scaled down. We just have to fix that. So let's look at the loom. This search string is not good enough because if it's not on the first line, then this is gonna be tough. We're gonna have to read each line and update it. Chat window always on top. Power toys. Microsoft Edge sidebar. Oh, always on top. Always on top. Okay, I'll try that next time. I don't think I can do that right now. Pop out. Show as tab. No. Power toys. Connection is secure. Let's go. Microsoft Power Toys. Oh no, are we frozen? Did we freeze? Chat, did we freeze? Well, my Chrome seems to be frozen. Oh well. Oh, we're back. Microsoft Power Toys. Power users. Man, installing Windows stuff is always like I don't know if I want to do this. How to add YouTube chat on screen in OBS Studio. Socialstream.ninja. How does this look? View guides. We'll figure this out later. Let's just focus on the task at hand right now. With 6. Man, going through all of these is gonna be hard. So what if we have, say, /nw? See, there you go. Do you think this will work? I could do one of those like regex searches. Oops. Doing this by hand is gonna be annoying. That's why I just left it the way it is. Okay, this is gonna be tricky, but let's just write the code for this. Pre-processed data. Pre-process ops data. Okay, let's just first no, I don't want to compile them. Do I want to compile them? No, I don't want to compile them. So we're going through each of the levels. We go through all the sections. If array.segments, and we go through all the segments. No, we don't have to go through all the segments. We have to go through all the spawns, section.spawns, and then we have to manually parse. We seg no spawn dot ops. Actually, essentially, we just want to go through each line. How does it know? How did it do that? I'm gonna vibe code this. So let's just look at how we're compile. Just copy this, I guess. Cheers, dude. I hope he's well. I'll call you later. Thanks for dropping by, bro. Cool, we have one viewer. So yeah, we can just go through each line. Love you too, man. We don't need to compute the bytes tokens to lowercase. If op name is equal to w, spawn width is equal to this. So we can just, right now, let's just output this and see what it looks like. Console.log op name tokens 1. All right, cool. There you go. So we have. Is it lifting all of them out properly? Why is it lifting this one? I didn't ask it to output this. No. Reference error seg is not defined. Is this not working? Sections.spawn spawn.ops. Ha ha ha. I cannot code. Is this function even being called? Did I mess something up? No changes here. Pre-process ops. Have to. All right, cool. there. We can just add a 0. We don't have to multiply this, right? We can just add a 0 to that line. Oh, this is gonna be messy. Trim split slash and line trim. Just normalize all of it. Bake all the lines back. Line. Trixie. Constant variable. Yeah, so this is Does this work in JavaScript? I don't even know. No, it doesn't. Yeah, looks like it's working. So, okay, I've saved this. Okay, I'm going to basically what we want to do is just rewrite spawn.ops after this. Does it know what I'm... No, there you go. Is it that easy? Alright, let's check. Boom. Okay. Let's go to the renderer. ops.w. Where is this? Okay, extract op. Res length by 10f 10.0. Okay, I think we got it. I hope we haven't changed too much. Why is this one flagged? No, it's not flagged. Yeah, man, I think it's working. Let's just check what the changes look like. Oh, I haven't saved it yet. Okay. Here, let me save it. Boom. Okay. Loom raw. This is a big file. This is a huge file. So all the widths should be times 10. Times 10. So all the new lines are also gone. That's good. Alright, man, I think it's fine. Let's just, now that this is done, Let's turn off the pre-process so that we don't run it twice. Okay, that's number one. And in game, now we can divide this by 10. Let's take her for a spin. Like I have all these like little things that I've wanted to fix, and I just keep putting them off. I like the tension of being on stream, so that I can't embarrass myself and get lazy, so I just have to do it. This should be working. Which one should I test next? Yeah, I think we're good. We're good. W param now 10x. Cool. Alright, where were we? Let's go back to designing some levels. Not too hot for this guy to be up. Cool. It's not gonna work. Kind of want the player to go around but still shoot to the side. I'll spawn this guy later. Boring. We already have a room that's doing this setup. Open it out a little bit. Nice, not bad. We could come back to this one. We need to also add some corner pieces. We have the walls decorating the edges, but we also need to have like pieces that go here and here. I will add that. How is this looking? We can just chance 50 this so that there's not too many enemies. Yes. Some lights. Boom, boom. I'm really not looking at the spacing and all of that right now. I'll do that later. I don't want to slow myself down too much. Let's just say I'm not crossing the T's and dotting the I's. That's a lot of action. What we can do is make one of these static E's. So the static E, what the static E does is it swaps between either an enemy or a move, like it did not do right now. There you go, I think it's alright. A little bit crowded, but that's okay. This is pretty late game. This is like mid game. So at this point, the player should be pretty comfortable with dealing with more enemies. Should be testing these with the controller also. I think the max speed that you can get is definitely with the mouse, but I want to make sure that it's comfortable to play. Like the relay mechanics, we really have to look at those. I don't want to overuse them too much. Is good. I'm liking this. Getting stormed. Ideally, what I want to also be able to do is like set a difficulty setting to each of the pieces, so we can filter for easier versus difficult pieces, and tag them by day. So like it could be like a trend where like on Wednesdays or on Sundays we have, you know, more difficult levels. Just I think any sort of patterns there would be pretty cool that players can identify. I don't know how much I'll be able to do for release, but that's definitely going in like eventually I will have that in the game. I'm enjoying working on this so much. I will definitely be supporting it once it's out for sure. That's the other thing, man. Like with this whole creative pursuit, like I've made games before that I've really wanted to make, right? And it's just there's this space that you can get into with a project. This is something I would tell my younger self. Like it's you're trying to find a headspace. And to what I said yesterday about, like, working in mono game over Unity, it's just so much of it is just how it feels, right? Like, and I know this is not saying much for, like, people who've like done this a few times. I mean, I've done this a few times, and I can tell, like, this is just like basic stuff. You have to be into what you're doing, right? Ow. And when you do that, you can tell. It's. I want to say it's actually like your trading agency. Like, it's some part of your drive kind of like gets offloaded almost into the project. So it's like that thing in front of you is driving you, right? Like, all of the motivation that you have and all of the drive that you have is still there, but it almost feels like there's something on the other side that's pulling you. And that's the place that I want to be in, honestly. So much of this whole creative process is also just cope. Like, I would do something else with my life if I knew whatever that thing was, but this feels right. So I do it. You know what? Let's try that with the controller. Let's see if I can just plug this bad boy in. Will the game pick it up? Yes, it will. I'm not good at this. Yeah, that's right. That feels right. Because what happens when you're playing with the controller, I've made it so that when you target an enemy, like check this out. You see that? It snaps. It snaps to the target. So if you're in the region, it'll feel like this superhuman aiming ability. Yeah, that works, man. That works. That's snappy. I like it. That's good. And I don't have to worry about the shooters because they snatch your attention anyway, so you don't really have to aim there. And that works. That's good. Controller test complete. Oops. Alright. Cool. Alright, where were we? Let's leave the email for later. Why is the controller button still up? This is the Steam input stuff I need to figure out. I'm curious if this will work. little bit of displacement. Yeah, it works. It works. I think 10 would be enough. Yeah, it's good. We can just duplicate that and put it here. Not bad at all. Okay, how about this? Just see, now we're crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Anywho, 1 views, 30 minutes. How long did I stream for? An hour. Okay, I'm gonna take coffee break and then we'll jump back in.